Hi guys, welcome to another interview of rockrebelmagazine.com, and we are here with Miss Sonia Anubis Nusselder. I wish I have spoken right your name in Dutch intonation.
Yes, correct.
Okay, and we are here to discover something new about her new projects, for example, Crypta and Cover Spell, and talk about her recent past with Burning Witches and other different stuff. And last but not least, remember guys, Miss Sonia Nusselder is one of the youngest endorser of Jackson guitars.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So, Sonia, first of all, it's a great pleasure talking to you. And I start this interview knowing something more about your first moves in the music business. When did you start to approach music instruments, and in which way? As a guitar player or as a bassist?
Honestly, my first interaction with the extreme side of music was when I was 14 years old. That's when my passion for the American band Kiss started. I always was very impressed by how they were on stage, the energy, and overall the music was very energetic. And that's what inspired me a lot to play the bass guitar. So the bass guitar was my first string instrument.
Okay, so you are born as a bass player.
My extreme career started as a bass player, yes. And that's how also I started playing bands always as a bass player in many death metal bands, thrash metal. And a bit later, I decided also to learn the guitar because I really wanted to also play the solos. And you know, when you're a guitarist, you get to write more music sometimes. And I wanted that too. And that's why I thought, okay, let's learn the guitar too. But still in the beginning I was always being a bass player. Just at the moment that I joined Burning Witches was my first time as a guitarist.
Yeah. So your passion for music starts with hard rock and heavy metal, not with other genre of music.
Actually, yes. It was a very big mixture. I was obviously with hard rock and heavy metal first, but certainly a lot of like Wasp, a little bit shock rock, like Alice Cooper. And from there, I had a big change. From that, I went to thrash metal and black metal and death at once. Just like I really started to, I was very, I wanted to know a lot about music and find more bands. And I was always on YouTube looking for new bands because I was happy to find new sounds and new music, and I was listening all the albums all over again from Bolt Thrower and all these cool bands. I couldn't get enough of it. So I wouldn't say that I was stuck in one genre or two. I was really discovering every single side of metal that I could find just to be able to listen more music.
So you didn't have you haven't guitar shredder as a first love.
Guitar shred came a little bit later because when I was playing bass guitar, I didn't really focus that much on shred guitar. This is something that came when I got into playing guitar a lot, and I wanted to play solos of Megadeth and stuff like that. And then I got to learn more about Marty Freeman, and I learned more about the Sharpnel bands, Paul Gilbert, Tony McAlpine, this kind of 80s shred guitarists, and this whole era of shred music interested me a lot, which made me appreciate melody and, Yngwie Malmsteen kind of playing a lot, and I look up to that a lot.
So you was born in Netherlands. The extreme music scene of Netherlands is very important. There is some band of extreme metal, especially in death metal, which which marked you very much concerning your best playing style, or
Absolutely.
even for your guitar playing style?
I was, and still I really love the bands Pestilence and Asphyx. These are very legendary death metal bands in the Netherlands, and I used to do, I have Asphyx things hanging on my wall right now because I really love this band. I love everything where Martin van Drunen was part of. His vocals are just, are one of the pillars of the most important vocalists of death metal, in my opinion, together with many others like John Tardy and stuff, but for Dutch musicians. Regarding bass playing, a Dutch bass player that I look up a lot, Jeroen Tesseling. He played with Obscura and also in Pestilence in his album Spheres. So yeah, right there, Tesseling, and he's back in Obscura again, which is very cool. So there are many Dutch musicians in death metal that make a very important thing in the genre. Yes.
And tell me, living in Netherlands and having bands like Burning Witches that come from Swiss, or Crypta from Brazil, or Copperspell, therefore many bands which come from other countries of Europe and all around the world. It's a problem.
The distance, you mean? If the distance is a problem?
I mean distance.
I think it depends on how you make it work. Some bands, as long as if you are in distance, you can make it work if you're communicative with each other. If everyone communicates, the only way is to do it, of course, with calling or messaging. So the communication has to be there, and if it's not there, it won't work. And there is communication, and I think it makes it work as long as it's always known what is going to happen and how we're going to travel to a certain location, and there has to be communication to make something like that work. But it's definitely possible. Yeah.
And why did you choose to split up from Burning Witches?
There were many personal reasons that happened a little bit longer, and I just had to really part ways to continue with stuff that made me happier. It was at a point that I thought that I felt stuck. Certainly there were opinions clashing, and just I don't feel I was the correct member to be in that band. So now I have the chance to play in bands where I feel more happy.
And and thus I would like to ask you something about this new project, Crypta. What about this new project? What can you tell us concerning this band, which former members of Nervosa?
Well, we started Crypta a year ago already, back in June 2019. This was going to be a side project in the style of something extreme. Fernanda and Luana had this idea, and this way they needed a guitarist, which they thought about contacting me about this, which was very cool because I always looked up to them a lot since they're very cool women. I certainly accepted, and that's how we started looking for a name and writing music together in distance. And yeah, this is where we are right now. We have quite some music written. We have done everything in distance and enough for a full length. Taina got later in the band when we were doing some auditions, looking for a second guitarist. But now with the material that we have, we want to go to the studio after the coronavirus, because right now it's a little bit hard that we cannot move ourselves very easily. We definitely are going to release a full length next year with Napalm Records, which is 100% sure. And the style of the band. It's the direction of death metal, that's for sure. We all have very much influences of old school genres. of the death metal genre. For example, I'm very inspired by the Polish death metal, like Vader, you know, Behemoth, Hate. And the girls, and overall we have also a lot of passion for Morbid Angel, you name it, Death. Like there's many different bands like Nocturnus, and I could name a whole list. We all have a very big mixture, and we hope to implement that all and create something new, which we can call our style. Let's see.
Um, you were spoke about the recording of new material for the debut album of Crypta, concerning the problem before coronavirus emergency. Did the SARS-CoV problem made problem to your career? And how do you think it will be the future of metal scene after this pandemic time?
Well, firstly, it didn't really affect our way of writing music because we already were writing music in distance. So it's kind of normal procedure for us. I'm still writing from home and they're writing from their own homes, and we put everything in a Google Drive where we share each other's ideas. So nothing changed myself, my personal career. I'm just musician full time. I'm giving guitar lessons with Skype, so I don't need to be at a certain location to make it happen. No problem. Even though we are dying to get on stage, and we are dying to get in the studio to make things happen. And this, of course, can't happen with the coronavirus. So it's delaying, even though it's not holding us back, but it's delaying things that we really want to do. And after the coronavirus, I think all the bands will be dying to get like spots for touring and festivals. And I think we all, as people in the audience, are also dying to get to go to a show. And I think people will appreciate more going to live events, and will appreciate more like social events, and get to support the local acts a little bit more after, I hope.
So I think you don't have yet plans concerning tour after coronavirus period.
We will see. We'll see. We recently got to, like, actually today we announced that we are working together with Napalm Events, which will book for us everywhere, excluding Latin America. Which means, that booking options, we are getting already quite some booking options, but we have to see what we will do. I cannot say much about it yet, but we are getting a lot of offers, so absolutely sure that we're gonna get some shows later on this year or next year. Let's see what happens.
And making a step back and talking about music projects, can you tell us something more about Copper Spell?
Sure. This is a project I started with my boyfriend Sebastian Silva, who plays guitar in Idle Hands. We started this a year ago to create something in the style of heavy rock, inspired by Dokken rap. So far we have written quite some songs, and we want to release something. And I can say that hopefully we can soon release a single, but I can't say much about it either, because we are in editing, mixing phase, and it's all happening.
Tell us, Sonia, as I said some minutes ago, you are one of the youngest Jackson guitars endorser. How does start the partnership with Jackson? And Jackson was the very first guitar you ever played with?
The partnership was when I was back in Burning Witches. The guitarist of Burning Witches, Romana, the other one, also had a Jackson endorsement already, so they had this contact. And Schmier, the manager of Burning Witches, got me in touch with the manager of I don't know exactly what it's named, the person, artist relation person of Jackson. and that's how I really got in touch, and that's it. I mean, I always play Jackson guitars. This warrior kind of shape, I think.
Especially Jackson Warrior, one of the beautiest guitar in the world, in my opinion.
I don't want anything else. Actually, a funny story today. A fan, very big fan, gifted me this guitar.
Beautiful.
It's very cool.
A wonderful guitar.
It's just awesome. So yeah, I always want to play only the Warrior.
Another technical question about guitar stuff. Have you ever tried to play Jackson Randy Rhoads or other kind of Jackson guitar?
Yes. I've played other Jacksons, like, you know, Soloist and Randy Rhoads. The thing is that I had with V-formed guitars is that I also even have a Kelly here, but with the V guitars, it's for me a little bit hard to play when I'm sitting. It slides a little bit over, and I think it's a little bit uncomfortable, even though, and I think so many people already play the Flying V or the Randy Rhoads. I honestly wanted to play something different. And the Warrior, the X shape, is always very cool. I always saw many guitarists, even non-Jackson, playing, like the guitarists from Loudness. They always had this very cool X-shaped guitars that seemed very interesting to me. Or the guitarist from Revocation. He always had a very cool Warrior, and it made me really want to play that certain shape. Nothing against the soloist shapes or the Kelly, which are great guitars too, but I just think if the guitar is good and even looks good, it's win-win.
Three short question. Name the best solo have you ever heard, the best riff have you ever played, and your favorite guitarist. But I think I could guess the name of the guy. But I leave you the answer.
I think regarding favorite solo, I might go for. I think the Hangar 18 Megadeth solos are very important for me. They've always been very unique. But there is so many other things. I think I could name everything from the Tony McAlpine discography or Yngwie Malmsteen is like the whole song is a solo itself. So I think it's very hard to pick a favorite solo because it keeps changing. But I think the solo on Hangar 18 and Tornado of Souls is incredible. As a guitarist, Tony McAlpine and Yngwie Malmsteen are two of my favorite guitarists. And my favorite riff, very good one. I think it's very hard. I would choose, like, for every genre, I would choose one, but I cannot exactly say like one riff that really is important to me. I don't know. I don't know. It's too hard.
It's too difficult to name,
hard.
you know.
It's very hard.
Do you consider yourself as a shredder or as a songwriter, or both things?
I don't know. I'm afraid to say that I like to shred, even though, because I believe that I'm not that much of a shredder. I wish I could play better the guitar to call myself that way. But if I ever get to play that well, I would love to call myself a shredder. Regarding songwriting, I write a lot of music. In Cobra Spell, all the music is written by me. And in Crypta, there's a lot of music that I wrote. So I think my songwriting side didn't come out yet very much and publicly yet. So I hope that my songwriting side will be appreciated in the upcoming months. So I said I'm a little bit.
Sorry. So Sonia, we have come to the end, almost come to the end of this very nice interview, and the last question for tonight. I've seen you are very active on YouTube with a guitar cover. Do you think you will still carry on with the stuff?
I think I'm trying because I really love doing it. My passion number one will always be stay on playing live shows because I really love the live feeling, and it's my favorite way of playing music. But I will definitely stay active on my social channels because I really love paying homage to music that I look up to. I really love covering stuff, and it makes me learn a lot about how other musicians play. So yeah, of course, I will definitely keep making videos on my channel, and yeah, it makes me happy. So
okay, Sonia, thank you so much for your time and for having give us this interview. And
thank you so much.
please leave a message for our readers and followers on rockrebelmagazine.com.
Well, firstly, thank you so much for inviting me to your interview. Love the questions. True pleasure. Thanks for everyone who's listening, wherever you are. Hello from the Netherlands. It's been amazing how much people have been supporting us since the announcement of Crypta and Coverspell. I can't believe that so many things are happening, like with Napalm Records, and we really are dying to get on stage and play a show near you. It's really, we are dying to show you the new music, and yeah, I just want to make sure that it's really happening and there is music, and just stay tuned and stay very healthy wherever you are, and yeah, support your local scene.
Okay, Sonia, thank you so much. Thank you so much, and best wishes for your project Coverspell and obviously Crypta. And we wish we'll see you very soon in Italy after this great world mass of code.
Awesome! I would love to come to Italy.
Okay, thank you so much, and have a good night.
Bye bye.
Bye.